Welcome to the glorious garden of the Pauper Gauntlet. I'm Dan, and this is the evaluation video. The Pauper Gauntlet is over, the second season, season 2. And we need to talk about what we need to do in the future. Stompy won this season. The brewer was Chris Weaver. And Stompy's champion was Den of Bears. Both of these guys were not really there during the Gauntlet's end, but they did great. Stompy got a 12-1 record for the Gauntlet, which is quite impressive. We played 13 rounds, 384 matches according to my calculation, you can see there. It took 5 months to the day actually. We had 3,000 viewers at least, probably more, of unique viewers, and about 200 hardcore fans according to my approximations. So there will be a season 3 probably. I will make that decision later. But the point of this video is to think about what that season 3 would look like and what changes we need to make. I want you to tell me in the comments what you liked about the Gauntlet and what you think can be improved about the Gauntlet. I'm going to discuss some points and I want your input, but first I want to tell you what I will not change. So what sort of defines the Pauper Gauntlet. So we definitely want to reduce administration. I probably spent more than 30 hours just administrating the Gauntlet, writing articles and stuff. And I spent 200 hours just making videos. So the Gauntlet must have only one player, myself, and probably in case of emergency I could bring in another player. But it's me against random opponents. We can't set fixed times, we can't do administration stuff around that. It has to be random to be fast. It can't have a bracket system, so that is the most common request, but that is not the Gauntlet, that is not the idea of the Gauntlet. So if you want to make a bracket system show about Pauper or anything else, I would love to watch it, but I am not the one doing that. Okay, on to the specific topics then. Double elimination. We had round 1 and 2 as double elimination this year. So a deck had to lose both matches to be eliminated. We could extend this to round 3 or do something other, but I thought it worked quite well. The first 2 rounds were in the Just for Fun room, and the point of it all was to showcase every deck, because in the first season of the Pauper Gauntlet, decks just lost the first round and then they were gone, and I did not like that. So we had 74 out of 77 decks come out of round 2, and I think that's pretty good. I calculated about 70 decks should make it, but I like this, and I think the structure was good. But what do you think? The advantage, of course, every deck gets its time in the spotlight. The disadvantage is even more matches. And there is one problem then, because the first 3 rounds with 77, 77 and 74 matches felt gigantic, and the channel was spammed with videos, and this caused people to unsubscribe because some YouTube viewers don't know how to turn off the notification emails, so they feel spammed. And I don't really, well, I have a proposal how to handle that, but it might not be the best one. So, and that involves the secondary channel. I'm very glad that we used the secondary channel in this season. And one proposal I got on the standard Pauper show was to have a separate channel for the Gauntlet, but that sort of goes against the goal to reach 5,000 subscribers on MagicGatheringStrat. But we lost 258 subscribers during the first 90 days of the Gauntlet, and that was extraordinarily high. And I think we lost them due to too many videos on the channel. So next season I will post the best video every day to MagicGatheringStrat and the rest to MagicGatheringStrat 2. Because on MagicGatheringStrat 2 you only subscribe if you're a hardcore fan, and then I spam you. So one possible workaround would be to run bigger videos and then run the decks in pods. For example, if you had like all the mono red decks, one video for round 1 and 2, and possibly 3. So and then those could maybe be streamed. But tell me your thoughts around this. I haven't finalized how I want to do this, but I know that we can't post more than one Pauper Gauntlet video every day on MagicGatheringStrat during the Pauper Gauntlet. And you might have noticed that's what I did in the last 5 rounds. There was no streaming in Season 2, and that was because of the sniping that was rampant in Season 1. That is, opponents jumped on, watched the stream, and then attacked decks they didn't like with decks that were good to beat them. So, but this could be a way to create larger videos and fewer videos for the first round. So, for example, if I did stream for 3 hours, and then I just posted that as, yeah, things from round 1 of the Pauper Gauntlet. So tell me what you think about that. And if I should stream on Twitch or on Google. The round structure, we changed this a lot from Season 1. And I really like the way this worked. I thought it would go to round 14. And I really hoped it wouldn't go to round 15, because the daily events are on such inconvenient times for me, so they are very hard to play for someone in Europe. Maybe somebody else should play the daily events. That would be interesting. That would be a workaround against that. But I like this structure. We got to round 13. That was 4 rounds deeper than Season 1. This was the structure. Tell me what you think about the structure. We had 77 decks. That gave us 384 matches. 20 of them were the top 10 playoff, which you also are entitled to have opinions on. I thought that was quite fun, actually. I want to do 100 decks. I really do. But I think the real number, the good number for the Pauper Gauntlet, is probably 60 decks. What did you think of the deck variety? We did turn down at least 20 decks from entering the Gauntlet. So did you think the decks were too similar? Were we missing anything? Next year, I probably want to not pre-enter any decks, so that only the decks that made it to top 10 this year, because they are automatically qualified for next time, or the decks that you submit will be in the Gauntlet. So I thought it was confusing that I entered 23 decks in the Gauntlet at the start, and then you got to make your submission. So I want to make more room for brewer submissions. But then, as well, I expect somebody to enter Delver and Stompy and Burn, and of course Burn or Stompy are pre-qualified, but somebody to enter the tier 1 decks. But then we have a captain, somebody who makes the sideboard plan, etc. That will be good. The start time of the year, it was probably bad to start the Pauper Gauntlet right before a big set. I didn't think that Constant Arcade would affect Pauper. I thought it would be like Theros, but it wasn't. So Treasure Cruise was very underrepresented, and then we had to update the decks and stuff, and that caused more administration. So I think a small number of weeks after the release of a big set is probably a good time. So tell me what you think about that. My suggestion for next year is absolutely no updates. When a deck is submitted to the Pauper Gauntlet, that's the deck, and the deck cannot change. Only the sideboard plan, but not the content of the sideboard. Because this created a lot of administration work, and those were hours I could have spent on better things. The vote back. We had the vote back after round 4. We voted back 3 decks, and they failed miserably. The 2 of them were eliminated in round 5 and 1 in round 6. But I still think there was enough interest in the vote back. I think it's interesting. And there is a possibility we could have multiple vote backs. So tell me what you think about vote backs. The coverage. We had 2 YouTube channels. Every video was posted on Twitter as well. And I did a weekly article on MTG Library, and there were occasional articles on MagicGatheringStrat.com. Tell me what you think about this coverage. I know that people would have liked more. I got requests for sort of the standings of the Gauntlet, but that's what the MTG Library articles are for, and I really can't spend more time on administration. But if somebody else would be willing to do it, I would be extremely happy, of course. Well, what is the point of all this? Why did you watch the Pauper Gauntlet? What did you like? It's basically me playing with myself, and I will probably do this even without you watching, because I really enjoy this. I miss the Pauper Gauntlet so much at this time. But I've noticed that this actually is good for people, that there are new players coming into Pauper, there are players discovering new decks in Pauper, and the decks really get a following, like bugs and pigs and mono black land destructions. People like the new ideas. And of course, this is a place for the brewers to shine. I get to showcase fantastic brews, and I'm so grateful to you, brewers. Thank you so much for what you have done. There's also the competition, of course, and I think people like that a bit, to root for their own deck. And if this becomes more popular, of course, the number of people that can compete will be very small compared to the number of people that can view the gauntlet. But you need to be fast. You know 2 weeks in advance when the competition starts. So tell me what you liked about the Pauper Gauntlet. There is, of course, a possibility to use this concept for another Magic format, the Commander Gauntlet. No, that would be a nightmare. But we did do a standard Pauper Gauntlet season. And we might do that again. If you are interested in running a gauntlet on MagicGatheringStrat, please contact me. There is a plan for Modern Gauntlet, and I hope to be able to reveal a little more about this before March. I think the gauntlet format needs to be eternal. A standard gauntlet standard changes too fast, so I don't think that would be possible. But of course, a legacy gauntlet, a vintage gauntlet, that could be a thing. Alright, anything else? Can you think of anything about the gauntlet that you would like to tell me? Any ideas you have? Tell me your favorite deck. And here's the way to contact us. The best way to get my attention is just to comment on YouTube. On MagicGatheringStrat. I don't check comments on MagicGatheringStrat 2 that often. You can go to the website, MagicGatheringStrat.com. Yeah, you see the Twitter channel, the Facebook page. Please subscribe, like and share. We really want to reach 5,000 subscribers to reach the next tier for YouTube partnership. We are now a level 6 out of 10 site. And 5,000 subscribers would help a lot. So please don't unsubscribe. Please subscribe. Please make other people subscribe. Anyway, it has been amazing to share this Pauper Gauntlet with you. And I would like to start another Pauper Gauntlet tomorrow. Maybe I will. No, I won't. But tell me what you think. And thank you so much for watching.